We are a blended family of 16 children, and trying to get that many beautiful, amazing souls together had its own challenges. Culture is a huge part of our family connection. For me, when I grew up without that culture, that sense of identity, I was extremely lost.
When you sit with yourself and know who you truly are, then that person you want, your soulmate, she will come to you.
Welcome to Krystal Rowe Impact, a space dedicated to empowering you to be the change that your bloodline has been waiting for. Join me and together, let's inspire change. Kia ora and welcome back to the Krystal Rowe Impact Podcast. And today I'm actually going to be introducing somebody so important to me. I'm extremely excited, and before I get into it, I just want to give a little bit of background about this extraordinary person that I absolutely adore. He's my biggest fan. He's my best support, and he is my husband. My amazing husband, TJ Rowe. Welcome to my podcast, my love.
Thank you for having me, my love.
Well, our podcast.
I'm not nervous at all.
So one of the reasons we're bringing TJ on today as a co-host of this podcast is because we have joint ventures and we have a mission and a purpose that is a beautiful blend of masculine and feminine energies. And we just wanted to share a little bit about how we got together and our journey along the way, and how this incredible man fell in love with me at first sight.
I'm sure you stalked me.
Maybe. But our journey together has been nothing short of amazing. And obviously it's had its challenges. We are a blended family of 16 children that make up our unit. And obviously trying to get that many beautiful, amazing souls together had its own challenges. But one thing that we were committed to was healing and our personal growth. So those were the big two factors that has made us be as strong as we are today.
Stronger together.
Yeah. Stronger together. And that's why I love being able to do this podcast and bring you along on this journey now, even though you're a little bit reluctant. It's where we're at and that next level. So yeah, welcome to my podcast. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, my love. Thank you.
So one thing that I absolutely love and adore about you is your mana and your connection to your culture. So do you want to introduce yourself, how you would?
Yeah, absolutely. Ko taranaki te maunga, ko te ao te awa, ko Aotea te waka, ko parihaka, ko puniho, oku marae, ko te ati awa, tōku iwi, no taranaki ahau. So yeah, basically I've just said what my mountain is, my river, my waka, and where I'm from. So where I'm from is the west coast of New Zealand, a place called Taranaki. Although my roots began there on my grandmother's side, my father's side, but I was born and bred in Hastings, a little place called Flaxmere. And then made my way over here. It's
a beautiful place, has its own little stigma to it, but we actually took our kids there.
I love it. Like there's one thing, like moving to Australia, that I struggled with was taking my kids away from culture. And going home, every time I go home, it's just really beautiful. Shit, I'm getting emotional already.
We've only just begun.
Oh my gosh, we've only just begun. I wasn't brought up around there, but it's just something about every time I visit, I just feel this intense connection with the land. And
culture is a huge part of our family connection because it was almost stolen from us when we were growing up. So for me, I didn't know much about culture or my background, and my grandparents never wanted to talk about it. So it's something that we've had to take on ourselves to bring into our home and to actually teach our children. It's all by choice, it's purposeful, and there is huge intention around that connection, because for me, when I grew up without that culture, that sense of identity, I was extremely lost. And it's taken a lot of work and a lot of healing and a lot of, searching and so much to find that connection. So we really bring it back into our home purposefully, because you are so connected to your culture, and it means so much to you as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It just takes us back to the old days. Like, we're all raised in villages and communities, and like as time got on, we kind of separated from those communities and that environment where everyone sort of helped each other out, and different whānau or different people have their jobs to do different things like fishing, hunting, and all this sort of thing. So as a collective, we were
one.
we were all one, like work together. But in nowadays, it's like a race. It's like a competition. We're all competing against each other to try and get that step up above somebody else, which is I feel that's why we're losing our connection and being disconnected from that kotahitanga, the togetherness. So I think community is very important, surrounding ourselves in environments where we can all just grow together and awhi help each other out. I feel my generation, we're trying to encourage our next generations to bring that back.
Yeah.
Because it did get lost for a number of years. Like my parents, they never spoke in the home te reo Māori because their parents weren't allowed to, and different things got lost.
Even when you were wanted to learn Māori, you were asked why.
Yeah, so when I first left school, I actually left school at 15 and did an art course, and I just love art. I love what it does for me. Then I wanted to do a te reo course when I was really young. I wanted to learn te reo Māori when I was young, and one of my elders actually approached me and said, why? It's not that world anymore, You're going to get nowhere with it. That's just an example of our culture was lost back when I was growing up. But it's amazing to see our people rising up now. It just gives me goosebumps every time I hear about it or see it.
And why is it so important for you to see that in our kids? The love and the passion that they have. Like, we have this thing called Māori Monday, and it's one of our days off, but every morning, instead of good morning, most Mondays, it's Māori Monday, and the kids come running out and they're so excited. What does that do for you, and why is it important for you to...
It fills my heart. It's like an opportunity to teach my kids another word, Like, I'm not completely fluent, like I know the basics, but obviously know a lot more than our kids, and if I can teach them a word every Monday and they use that word throughout the week, that's 52 words, Māori words a year they didn't know. So and they love it. Like, they love learning about our culture, and when we took them back home, that was very special.
And very briefly, I want to go back to Parihaka and if you can give us a quick breakdown of the people and the peaceful people, because that is one of the qualities that I absolutely love and adore about you, is just that peaceful energy that you give, whether it's in protection or like creating a safe and secure environment, or just an open-ended communication for not only our home and for me, but for other people. So
Parihaka was it's known to be a very peaceful whenua, peaceful grounds. My ancestors there, Te Whiti o Rongomai and his troops, they were very peaceful tribe. So peaceful that they actually gave, the white men who came over to try and take over, he was happy to share. So he gave them land and built fences around our own villages and stuff to, this is ours, this is our village, this is our community. Happy to give you this part and that part, but they wanted more, so caused destruction and stuff within our lands. Te Whiti o Rongamai and his men, they still had this peace within. They didn't let anything break that peace within inside them. So I don't know, I feel that's something that I really relate to over these years of, especially these last couple of years, I've done a lot of work in creating that peace within inside me. And maybe that's why I feel so connected to the land there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing it up and out and being able to share that with other people is part of our strength that we've come together and created.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I really love about us, is that even though we've only been together a very short time, we were very sure of our connection, and we were very sure of our commitment not only to ourselves but to the best version of ourselves and the healed version of ourselves. So we've worked really, really well together in order to get to that point. A lot of patience has been required.
You have taught me a lot of patience. Yes, no.
So you might be wondering how we actually met and how we became to be, and is just basically the first time you saw me, you just knew, wasn't it?
yeah, absolutely. Head over heels.
Yeah, no, actually it was over a series of a few catch-ups. Like I asked you to come. I don't
Be
know.
careful.
I think I asked you to come and if you wanted to catch up.
Yeah.
And then you were like, yes. So no, we did catch up.
We were at
for
my
a bit.
niece's birthday or something. Yeah.
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 And then I just got this vibe and I wanted to check in on you. And then we sort of caught up and we were like, oh, should we go out on another night as friends?
Mm-hmm.
And we went out a couple of times. And then
Yeah, one thing.
it was all over.
Literally.
It's really hard to pinpoint the exact moment. I think, it could have been the first moment that you seen me at the cafe at your auntie's event, and you, what did you say? Didn't you say like I got to get me some of that or something?
Really? I think I better tell the story.
You tell the story.
So Krystal was actually a good friend of one of my sisters, and so I went to a couple, been around the cafe, went and bought food a couple of times from her cafe and had a couple of events there, and yeah, just hearing this woman talk and just being so powerful just attracted me so much. And I did say, I think I need to get me someone like that. But one thing kind of led to another.
I think I reached out to...
You did reach out to me, so I got a message from her. We weren't even friends on Facebook or nothing like that. I got a message, and Krystal said, "Hey, bro, I know you've got a lot of boys, and you've raised some great men. Just wondering." I'm just reaching out because I'm struggling with my oldest son at the moment. And yeah, we just started chatting from there. And I actually offered to take Lakin. Her oldest son would have been about 8 at that time. 7?
Maybe even younger, like 6.
6, 7.
7.
I offered to take him for the weekend and just chill with my boys, and took him surfing on the Gold Coast. And he really loved it. And she was like, Krystal was really...
I was struggling.
Appreciative. You were struggling.
I was struggling to raise my kids and
did a
do
lot.
everything.
You had the cafe to run in for your kids and stuff.
Well, we started dating quite quickly.
We did start dating.
We had to decide because you had 9 kids at home. I had my 6. And once we sort of passed that friend stage, we knew instantly there was like something special. And if we were to grow that, we had to put in 100%. So very quickly we ended up living together, doing our kids together, navigating through a few things. And at what point was it when you knew that you wanted to put a ring on it?
Wow, throw me in the deep end.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, how I knew you were the one is that I was being real and I'm being true to myself. I had pulled off all my masks that, that men have. And I was really sitting in my truth and my power. And when you do that, when you sit with yourself and know who you truly are, then that person you want, your soulmate, it will come to you. She will come to you. And I just felt like, and that's when I felt so aligned. Because the first time in my life I actually sat with myself and was true to myself, ripped off all my masks and all these things I needed to do and be for the outside world. But I truly dug deep into myself, and it was like another part of me came towards me, and here she is.
I think it's really important for women as well to follow what TJ has shared about taking off the masks and aligning with your true self so that you can actually be seen, whether it's in this world as a physical being or in the outer world, and let your soul actually be seen. I think that's the important thing, is allowing our true selves to be seen, and that way we can be accepted by our other, whether you call it your twin flame or your soulmate. You've got to really, really show yourself. And when you do that, the right person will appear for you. If there's anything you guys want to know about my journey or TJ's journey, or anything more about our journey together and the way we blended our families and connected and really brought in something different. I think our relationship is very unique and very different in the way that we have come together. And it's a very intentional and purposeful family and relationship. So make sure you follow along for our next episodes, because TJ is sticking around. He's going to be joining me on a lot more episodes, and we're going to dive deep into some amazing topics and really take off those masks and share with you guys. So make sure you follow us on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook. What else have we got? Spotify, YouTube. Leave a 5-star review, and we both will see you on the next episode.